Hi, I'm Milky Way.
And this is Pouch.
And this is SPJ Dizzle.
From Dropping Lows Podcast.
And you're listening to the BS Podcast Network.
This podcast brought to you by OuchThatHurts.com. Visit Ouch That Hurts for music, gaming, reviews, editorials, podcasts, and more. Ouch That Hurts, HERTZ.com.
Welcome to episode 28 of the Save Point Podcast. My name is Dan. I'm joined here by my crew, my wonderful crew, Steve, Jesus, and Tuesday. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Phenomenal.
Delicious. I have
I was waiting. I was like, okay, 3 seconds, Steve. 3 seconds, Tuesday. No, that was good. And welcome you guys who are joining us, who are listening. Make sure to check out our partners, as we always want to thank them for hosting us. First, we want to thank the BS Podcast Network. That's bspodcastnetwork.com. Check out just a whole bunch of great podcasts. If you're looking for a podcast on that, just any type of podcast you're looking for, I guarantee you're going to find it on there. And then you want to also check out, scroll your way over to ouchthathurts.com. That's ouch that hurts, HERTZ.com, for games and on, reviews on games, news on games, books, music, movies, all that fun stuff. In fact, I believe that a new review is actually going to be popping up that I wrote. We talked about it last week, but that's for the Caligula Effect overdose. So go and check that out. How's everybody doing tonight? I know I just asked that, but how's everybody doing?
I'm still phenomenal over here.
You're still phenomenal over there? All right.
I'm always phenomenal.
All right. Well,
always pants, always phenomenal.
I was waiting for it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She just wants to strut around.
I mean, can you blame me?
Nope, no one can.
No, not at all. I got nothing.
Come on, wear pants, you hippie.
Just a whole bunch of other people going right now. So that was me. That was me clapping.
Everyone, let's go. Round of applause. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't sound like a random applause, but okay.
I'll fix it in post.
Insert applause audio now. But anyways,
so
I'm doing great.
You doing good, Jesus?
I'm doing good.
Especially. Right. Hey, what have you been playing?
Me? Yes. Skipping Tuesday and going straight to me like always.
Well, fine. Fine. You know what? I'm going to pull the old the Family Guy thing where, they were like, "Hey, Meg, why don't you talk?" And you start talking and be like, No, you be quiet. Tuesday you talk. We'll talk to somebody more interesting. So
oh, perfect.
There we go. I'll accept that, actually.
Tuesday, what have you been playing?
Let's see. Last week I dabbled in the Tetris 99 competition that they had running.
Well, that's cool.
Did you win?
No,
yeah.
So I have a funny story about how I lost. So I've gotten to a point where
No. Remember what I told you about this? We talked about this.
What?
You're
disobey
off
your father.
The show.
Huh?
I told you perfection number 1 was the only one that we were allowing. You're off the show. Goodbye. No, I'm only kidding.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. All right. So perfection number 2 for me is Tetris 99. So I was playing and I've gotten myself pretty much to be able to be almost always in the top 10, which I feel accomplished for. So you guys know a celebrity now at Tetris 99. You're welcome.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's really heating up over here. And so I think I might have touched on this at one point. I have extreme allergies, and where I live, the pollen, it doesn't snow in South Carolina, it pollens. So everything's covered in a layer of pollen, like my car, the house, the dog, me. which is very relevant. Which is relevant.
You're just suffering at all points. You know.
Is it really bad that the thing that went through my head was first she said she's still with no pants, and then she says pollen. You know, pollen covers everything. I'm like, God, pollen gets everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like the stand of the plant world.
There you go. That's good. I like that. But anyways, continue.
Okay, so yeah, I'm like playing, and you know, I already can't breathe as it is, and I feel the feeling. You know that feeling when you have to sneeze, and I'm like playing, and I'm like, oh no. Now someone's like attacking me because at this point I'm in second place, so it's like real heated with the person who's against me, and they keep like doing the KO attack. And so what do? I'm like, yeah, I have the blue piece, the straight piece, like this is gonna be my redeeming shot. And literally as soon as I go to set it, I sneezed. And I hit it just right, and the whole thing, it went in the wrong spot, and he hit a KO on me, and it was game over.
Oh, God. I felt that. Oh, God.
I, like, screamed, and I had to walk away, because I was like, I can't do this anymore. So, yeah. After that, I think I didn't touch it for, like, 2 hours, which was a long time for me, because I had been, like, mainlining Tetris. So that's the story of how I brutally lost at Tetris.
Nature is your enemy, it sounds like.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Nature did not want you to win.
No, I wanted those sick Nintendo points, man. And the glory.
Wait, did they give you points for that?
Yeah, every time you won a battle, you got, I think it was 9,999 Nintendo points.
What?
What do you do with those points?
You can use them in the shop.
To buy things?
Are you shitting me? I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, the stakes were high, man, and you can only get the points if you won. So you had to get first place.
Oh.
Time to get my Tetris hands ready for that. Fuck. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah.
I'm quitting.
Okay, it's been a great podcast, great episode. We got to go play Tetris. Bye.
Oh, the competition's over, though.
I got to get ready for the next one.
Right.
So it's not every time you play. It was just for this one competition.
Yes. Well, I mean, I always strive to be the best, which I pretty much am now. So,
well,
you know,
until nature gets in your way.
Sounds like you're not the best at breathing. You get a little better.
Right. Like if I could suck at anything, it would have to be breathing.
Yeah. When you suck at breathing, you also have to blow at breathing. It's how it works.
Well, apparently I can't do either of those things right now. So
you can't suck or blow? You're useless.
I was like, no, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. He said it.
I said it. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Sorry, not sorry. I was just gonna say that reminds me of a story when I was younger. I was partaking in a certain substance.
Oh no! Never mind.
With
crack cocaine.
No, milder than that.
This got dark.
Yeah, dark, really fast.
Heroin. You were dabbling in heroin.
I'm glad you're doing better these days now, Dan.
What do you mean was? No, well, it was. Let's just put it this way: it was some of the green stuff.
Oh, the stuff I can use legally. Okay.
Yeah, the stuff that you can use legally that I
can say it. All right, you guys. Let me just take a quick hit. Okay, we can go.
Did you snort it? You're doing it wrong.
So, needless to say, we did that, and my one buddy says, "Oh, I got some hydro," which we're like, "Oh yeah," because we're like 17, and we're like, "Oh yeah, we're so cool, we got hydro," even though it was probably like oregano.
It was not organic oregano. It was premium.
Yeah, premium shit. So I take a hit out of this premium shit, and I start choking on it. I start coughing. Okay, I know everybody laugh at me, whatever. and it hit me the wrong way. And I by the way, we are sitting in the parking lot of a miniature golf course, like arcade place.
Of course you are.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Which it like was attached to like a strip mall type sort of thing in the area over here. So it was like a combination of the miniature golf course and the Menards parking lot. So
Sounds like a good time.
oh yeah, it was a great time. We were so cool. So it hits me wrong, okay, and it like immediately starts to affect me. My body goes into this thought process that all I can do is breathe in, but I can't breathe out. So I'm on my knees. I have my head on the pavement trying to catch my breath. Okay. Even though I'm breathing normal, like my friends are like, you're breathing normal. You're fine. And then I get to like where I can put like my head in my knees, you know, like from the pavement to my knees. And then it was like stages. From there, I was like able to like sit back. And then from there, I was able to like put my hands on my knees. And then I was able to like lift my head up. And then I was able to like get to my knee. You know what I'm saying? Like it just stagely progressed. And then like by the time I stood up, I was like, oh, I shouldn't be standing up. So my friends, being what they are, they're like, hey, let's go play miniature golf. And let's stick Dan in the back of a station wagon. My buddy had my buddy had a station wagon. They stuck me in the back part, like the bed of the station wagon. They put a cover on me, and basically enough where the only thing that would be showing would be like part of my cheek, because they didn't want to see if that anybody looked inside the station wagon that there was somebody sleeping in there, or that there was a body in the station wagon. So they go out. And they go play miniature golf. I'm sleeping in the back of the station wagon. After like a while, my one buddy comes back, opens up the door and says, hey, we all want to know, are you dead? And I went, no. He went, okay, close the door, and he went back to play miniature golf.
That's a good friend.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's
Welcome
just put it this way.
to the Dan Does Drugs Wrong podcast.
Oh my God, it was so wrong. I haven't touched the stuff since. I just I still remember that day, and I don't want to go back to it.
Wow.
So yeah, so that I don't know why that reminded me of suck and blow, but whatever.
Especially because you were on your knees on the pavement. I was
exactly.
All right. Hey, that can be some fun sound bites to play around with.
Oh man. Now that we know what Tuesday's been playing, let's all be let's all repent. Jesus, what have you been playing?
Yes, Dan, you have been saved.
I'm telling you, that joke will never get old. Until you change your name, that joke will never get old.
So, anyways, okay. So what I've been playing, actually, I'm also currently working on a review. I'm doing an update gameplay review for Battlefield 5. So anyone out there listening, I'm like streaming it, so you guys can come in, chat with me and talk about it. But yeah, I've been playing Battlefield 5 and seeing it out because their new Battle Royale is coming out. I believe. Wait, this episode's gonna be out, so it's already out. So come hang out. I'm trying out the new Battle Royale. So I'm doing two reviews. I'm doing a kind of an update on how the gameplay is at the moment, because the game's been out for a little bit now. And I'm going to be doing a separate Battle Royale version and seeing what my thoughts on their version of their Battlefield 5 Battle Royale is. So yeah, so that's kind of... Sorry,
what era is Battlefield 5? Is it World War II or 1? Is it one still?
One.
Yeah, it's 1.
Okay.
So, it's not my cup of tea, but it's a shooter, so I'm kind of used to it. It's been enjoyable so far. So anything else I've been playing? I've been playing a little bit more Destiny. That's kind of it. That's just Battlefield 5 and Destiny. Yeah, that's been me, just streaming and playing games. So anyone's welcome to come hang out with me. So yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, make sure you check that out. And that's Tyrant Dominus?
It's twitch.tv Tyrant_Dominus.
Yep. There you go. Steve, what have you been playing? And I think you're probably going to match what I say I've been playing.
I doubt it.
Wait, huh?
I've been. I dipped back into Fallout 76.
Ooh.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
I was wrong.
Let's regale us with your tales.
Oh man. Okay, let me think. I don't really have any good stories, but the new update, Wild Appalachia, dropped, and this week, I haven't done it yet, but there's a week-long, only for a week quest that starts tonight as of this recording. It's already over by the time people are listening, probably. I haven't done that yet, but the other thing that the main side quest that's part of it, man, I can't talk tonight. This is messed up.
I was all ready to sit down and hear story time with Steve. You know, I have my pillow all ready. You know, I have my hot warm milk. You know,
I'm sorry about your warm milk.
It could be worse. You could be unable to breathe.
That's true. That's very true. Kind of a dog covered in pollen, which is horrifying. So the quest that came out is the Nuka Shine quest, where you go to the school and some of the one of the frats like had this. There's a speakeasy. It's a whole quest where you unlock a brewing system, a brewing and fermentation system in the game, and then you talk to this robot over and over again, and it gives you these randomized quests to brew new things. And so it's essentially a way to inject a bunch of different power-ups or potions into the game, you know what I mean? Like, because that's what the alcohol is you drink it and then there's an effect that lasts for a while. So that was cool. The quest was really short, but the amount of content that it added
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot to it. But overall, I haven't played Fallout 76 in a couple of months, and it doesn't feel like a new game, but it feels refreshed. It feels like it has been refined somewhat since the last time I played. I can't point to any specific thing like, oh, this one thing feels better. Just the whole game as a whole, it, I don't know, loads better. It looks better. There's less stutter. The guns seem to be working better. Everything just feels better. So they definitely have not abandoned the game. They keep updating it. They keep listening to people. And, I recommended it before. I still recommend it now. And I'm going to stand by. You can quote me on this, that 6 months from when the game was released, it's going to be a different game. And steadily they're getting there bit by bit. So, awesome. I want to jump back into it. I was doing I did the little side quest, the Nuka Shine quest. And then I went back and kept doing the main quest. And I was like right in the middle of this like quest chain when I had stopped playing before. So I finished that up and then I did a few more, and I'm traveling all over the map. I've figured out what happened to the Brotherhood of Steel. There's all kinds of cool stuff that's been happening. And there's a lot of good story hidden in that game. You just kind of have to dig around and find it. So I've been doing that. That's been fun.
Nice.
The other thing I've been playing, and this is the thing that's going to overlap with Dan, is I played the Return Anthem to GameStop game. I won that one. That one was successful. And then I picked up Division 2. And I've been playing a lot of the Division 2. That game is fun, very fun.
Glad to hear.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, are you, I mean, to get back to Anthem real quick, Dan, are you still playing Anthem, or are you taking a break from it?
I'm taking a break just because of, Well, one, I got kind of backlogged a little bit, and I'm trying to catch up. Obviously, I did the Caligula effect, which took up a lot of time. That's a very long game. And now I'm actually playing, and I'll talk more about this when I talk. I'm playing Fate Extella Link. So I'm currently writing a review for that for us, for ouchthathurts.com, HERTZ.com. So I'm playing that, and then and then the Division 2. Obviously, I got that, and so I've been playing that also. So it's kind of taking a back seat. I'm not going to give up on it, but it's kind of. I'm waiting for some of the new stuff that they're gonna fix to come out, because it just seems that like a lot of these fixes that they're doing are just, I don't want to say minor, but it's like, this is the stuff that should have been polished before the game came out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 380 some fixes in the last patch or 2 patches ago. It's like, that's great, but those 380 some fixes should have been found before you released it. Once again, it's like, it just kind of proves that this game was rushed to get out. Like, they should have taken another 6 months to polish it up.
I'm gonna agree with you there. Yeah, it did feel like I was playing a beta. It didn't feel like a full release game. It felt like, oh yeah, and then when I buy this for real, then a bunch of other stuff is gonna unlock, and it's gonna be different and add more. But it wasn't. There's nothing else there. Yeah. No. So I did like I said, I did return it. So I don't have it anymore. But I'm not gonna give up on it. And if they make the appropriate changes to it and they inject the fun, I'll buy it again. A good game is a good game, and that just unfortunately wasn't really a good game.
Well, I have 3 versions of it, so.
Well, yeah, one. I mean, you yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But with Division 2, like, we played the beta before that came out, and that felt like, even in its beta state, it felt like a really good, complete game. There were, little issues and little problems, and you can tell that they were still tweaking things, but it was good. It was real good. And so, because I don't have all the money in the world, I was like, all right, how am I going to pick up Division 2? And that was like my only option, is I got to trade something in. So that was my choice. But, so Division 2, I've played, I don't even know how many hours, but I believe I'm level 10 now. And
I just passed you on level 11.
Oh, well, aren't you just...
Oh, look at bragging here.
Literally right before we started this podcast, I got up to 11.
That's neat. So, I made the clan last night. So if people want to join our clan, we'll I don't know. We can't really put a link. How do we say that we've got a clan?
Join our Discord, and we have all our stuff there.
Yeah, go in the Discord and ask about it, and you can join our clan if you want to join us.
If we accept you.
Yeah, if you're cool enough.
We'll run you through the ringers.
We'll accept you. Don't worry.
You must be able to breathe, which is why I'm not in it.
So, the only thing though that we do have to say is that it is only on Xbox right now. Our clan's only on Xbox.
Yeah, that's all I have. So yeah.
So until somebody wants to get the game for PlayStation,
in the future, I'm gonna get it. Like I've seen a lot of, like, the Division's one of those games. I said that I was hoping to pick up in the near future, and everything I've seen so far, it's been good. Like I said, I was a big fan of the first Division. I just lost like team members over time, so you can only do so much when you're a solo player, and you can only have so much fun. So I'm like, when the Division 2 was announced, I was like, oh, something I really liked, and maybe I can get back with the old crew. So yeah, I'm in the coming weeks. I'll be picking it up.
As far as solo goes, I have yet to play with anybody. I've only been playing kind of solo mode, and as a solo game, it really works. It
does.
It is like, it feels like a full-fledged game. And then I know that there's this whole other layer that I haven't even dug into yet with the multiplayer stuff, and I just unlocked the dark zones. That's what they're called, right? DZ Dark Zone.
Yeah, the dark zones.
I never messed with those in the first game, so And that's kind of the PvP stuff. And then just playing the game, you can just team up with people and do questing and stuff. And so this game really is the example of how to do a looter shooter semi multiplayer thing, like exactly how Anthem was, except for they really hit the notes just right. You've got this big world. There's always something to do in it. It looks cool. It's interesting. You as a single player are affecting like your own world and changing it. There are, control points, and that adds more patrols, and you can really make a zone or an area feel safer by you, the player, helping that zone, which is awesome. And then when you go into a new zone, it feels dangerous because you haven't spent the time in that zone yet. It's just good. It's just so good. The settlement, unlocking things in the settlement, so I'm a big visual player. When I go back to the settlement, the theater settlement, which is the only one that I've unlocked, it's awesome to walk in and them say, "Hey, check out this new stuff we got because of how much you've helped us." And you can see the changes, you can see the differences, and it feels like, as cheesy as it sounds, it feels like you're really impacting these people's lives.
You're feeling rewarded.
Yeah, by just looking at stuff. I mean, in a gameplay sense, you are just doing the same thing over and over. You go to a place, you shoot the people, and then you leave the place and you pick up loot. Like, that's all the game is. But the way that it's presented, the way that it's themed, the different thematic notes that it hits are all just pitch perfect. And a game like Anthem, I don't want to keep crapping on Anthem, but they missed a lot of those notes, and I think people really feel that. And even though the game is pretty and the robots look awesome and all this stuff, they missed some things. And Division 2 has nailed it. There's not been one part of the game yet where I've been like, oh, they should have done this a different way. No, it all feels good. Even down to, and I was thinking really critically about this. Why does it feel good in this game to get useless loot? Right? It's a looter shooter. You shoot things, loot falls down, you pick it up, you look at it and you go, 90% of this I don't need, and you recycle it or you sell it and you move on. But it feels good. It feels good when you find it laying around in the world. Yep. It feels good when you unlock a gate and there's like 5 chests hanging out, and you have to go to each one, and each one only has 1, maybe 2 things in it. But every time you open it, it feels good, right? It's like, yeah, what's going to be in this one? And that's very different from shooting a giant monster and then having like 3 things pop off of it. And you go like, oh, well, now it's done. Now it's over. That feel good went too fast, and it didn't affect me. And just the way that it's the looting stuff. It's the way it's presented in Division 2. They hit it out of the park. It's a feel good game, and I like it, and it's good.
I kind of want to add on to that. So, and once again, you said, without ragging on Anthem, I think one of the things though is that if you go to the first division, there was a lot of things that they were questioning, and I think what they did was, okay, so how come you couldn't trade with people? And now you're able to trade with people. The matchmaking wasn't the greatest. This and that and the other thing, the loot drops were different or whatever. Now that they have the first one under their belt, they took all of those growing pains, all of those things, because by the time the first division's like cycle ended, like its playthroughs, it's where it's really started to die down, people, they got a lot of things correct. They corrected a lot of things. So they already had a good basis of, we don't have to rehash those things. We have those things in. Now we can start working on perfecting some other things that we wanted. And I agree with you. It feels extremely satisfying to go back to the base and see those things that are going on. And my thing is that we're still dabbling in the single player co-op quest storyline. When we actually start to explore the Dark Zone, and I don't know if you're familiar with exactly what you have to do in the Dark Zone or what it is, but that's literally a free for all. You go in there and you do different things, and you get supplies, and you got to call a helicopter down, and you got to defend the helicopter from other people.
That's
so it's
cool.
Just,
so you basically murder everyone, murder anyone. No one's your friend.
Yeah, in it. So you have that. They're going to have what is it? I think they said 8-player raids.
Oh,
cool.
I saw that. It looks that gets me really happy about that.
So we have that going on. There's a lot of like post content end game stuff that I'm really, really looking forward to. And honestly, I'm kind of at the point where it's like, yeah, okay, it's a great story. We get it. Okay, New York is eradicated and because of everything, and now we got to move on to Washington, and now that the virus has been out for a while, like you talked in the previous couple of podcasts ago, Steve, it's the it's not like they're wondering what the outbreak is. They're like, okay, the outbreak is here, now we're trying to reestablish civilization type sort of thing.
It's about rebuilding.
About rebuilding. So it's like, okay, I get that story. It's not a groundbreaking story, and great. Get me to the stuff that I'm going to be playing the most of. Get me to the stuff where I'm going to want to get these exotics, these yellows. Hello.
Somebody got bored.
Yeah.
No, some weird my email went off. Like, what the fuck?
So, it's getting to the point where, let's see how many yellows that we can get. If you remember, I forgot what I think it was called the Underground, where you got different, like suits, like you got different builds of armor and they were named different things. So if like you got all 5 or all 6 parts of the armor, you got a buff because you had all of those pieces of armors equipped. You know what I'm saying?
Neat.
That's where like the game to me shined immensely, was the end game, and I'm so excited for the end game. And then the fact that they put clans in, I was waiting for them to put clans in the first one, and they never did. To actually have a group and say, okay, these people are going to go in and your guys are playing, and you wake up and it's like, or you turn it on, it's like your clan did this the other night. It's like awesome. Like I want to see that. So I'm just really excited. I'm really, really enjoying this the Division 2.
One last thing I want to say about it, and I'll be done, is that as a father, somebody who doesn't have a lot of time to play the game or to play games, this game is really good. At least the single player kind of beginning part that I've been playing is really good. About you hop in, you can do like one mission or one quest in like 20 minutes to half an hour, and then you can be done if you want to.
And it's literally just a click.
Yeah. Yeah, you go in, you do a thing, you go cool, and now I can be done for a while. I can get my hit, get my hit of Division 2 and then be done. Or and some of the things when you walk up to them, they're like, "Would you like to invite other agents?" And then it's like, "Okay, this is going to be a longer one. Cool, I can walk away from this and come back later because I don't have time for it." That kind of thing. So the game doesn't waste your time. Which
it always seems purpose. Every mission you do, it seems there's a purpose to it.
Yeah, and also not very many loading screens, which is nice.
Yeah, there's like nothing. There's like no loading screens.
Yeah, unless you do a fast travel, no loading screen except at the very beginning, which is fine. Yeah.
Yep. I picked up, and I think I showed you guys this too, and I picked up the white Elite controller for the Xbox.
Oh yeah, how's that thing working out?
I love it. I think it's the coolest thing. It really is. So besides being able to like map every single button, like I can change every single button on there to have it be what I want it to be. So if I don't like it, if I don't like Y, I can put it where the B is. And if I don't like where B is, I can put it where A is. And then there's there's the 4 flaps in the back, the 4 paddles. So like in the Division, like I've been using it for so like I have that drone where a little bit of a spoiler, but it's one of the skills that you can get. I have that drone where you can tag people and it flies out and it drops like a grenade on them.
Okay, cool.
Okay. But what you have to do is you have to hold it and then you have to tag the people. Okay. Well, I've programmed my left bumper to my bottom, what would be like my bottom pinky. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will hold that, like when I want to pull that, I will hold that in, and then as I'm looking around, I'm tagging these people, and it leaves my index finger open in case I want to zoom in on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, okay, I get it.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't like, some people will use their middle finger and their index finger for the triggers and the bumpers.
Yeah.
I don't. I use my index finger for both.
Okay.
Okay, so like some people hold the back of the controller with 2 fingers. I hold the back of the controller with 3 fingers on each hand.
Wait,
You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
Hey, that's
So-
how I hold my controller too.
So
Let me hold
I've
on.
seen people where they would play first person shooters or shooters like this, and when they hold the controller, they have 2 fingers in the back and then they have 2 fingers on top, and they use their middle fingers for their trigger fingers.
Wait. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what you do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm holding a controller. I'm trying to see what you're talking about. So,
Okay, so-
everyone listening, grab a controller near you.
Grab the controller, play along at home.
So I don't do that. I put my 3 fingers behind it, and I use my index fingers for the triggers. Okay. To me, it gives me more control.
I'm trying to use I'm trying to use your method right now.
Only your method makes sense to me, but I think that's because that's how I've always played.
Mhm.
Wait, what do you do if you have to use both bumpers? Do you
If I have to use both bumpers, or I have to use the trigger and a bumper on the same side?
like say like R1 and R2 at the same time?
Well, I use both index fingers. Oh, I'm
What?
sorry. You're
Wait,
saying,
what?
Wait,
Wait,
I'm sorry.
so you move?
Wait,
you move your- like, you move your
What
entire
fucked
hand
up
over.
monkey paw do you have?
That's what I was thinking. Wait, I did it right now. Like what?
No.
He's trying to tell us he has a lot of extra fingers, I think.
No,
He has 6 fingers.
I
What kind of freak?
I misheard you. So you're saying if you want to hold R1 and R2,
Yes.
right? Okay, so what I do is I lift my middle fingers up from behind the controller,
Yeah.
and I do
Like-
that. Okay? Which becomes extremely awkward because that delay of that half a second, or that a quarter of a second, can be the difference between somebody getting a shot on me or not. So what I've done is that I've mapped the right bumper and left bumper to the paddles on the bottom, so I don't have to ever touch the top paddles with my index fingers anymore, or the top bumpers with my index fingers anymore.
Oh my god, this is bugging me so much. Like my mind's going crazy trying to figure out how I play right now because I do both depending on the game I'm
Yeah.
playing.
Mhm.
Now it's bugging me and making me self-conscious on my fingers.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So
Well, I only
you
use
should
my
not use your
thumbs
father's name
on-
in vain.
Oh, jeez.
I'm in the rebellion stage right now. He let people murder me, okay?
Okay, everyone take a shot. Take a
So,
shot.
Yeah, but you
so-
have to go back as a zombie. That's exciting.
Yeah, but my sacrifice for nothing. People are still mad at each other. I look at the forums. Look at the threads.
So-
look at the tweets.
so-
There's-
I read the comment section. I'm comment section Jesus. I'm very sad.
So Tuesday, you hold the controller like I do,
Yes.
where
I
you
do.
have. So if you're holding it with 2 hands,
But I
your
only have one
middle-
index finger on each hand. So.
I hate you. So you hold the controller, and so your 3 fingers, so your pinky, your ring fingers, and your middle fingers are behind the controller, and your index fingers so your right index finger will use R1 and R2, and your left index finger will do L1 and L2.
Yes.
And then obviously your thumbs. Okay.
Yes.
Jesus, you're saying depending on the game that you play, you will have your pinkies and your ring fingers behind the controller, and you'll have your middle fingers and your index fingers on top of the controller.
Correct.
What about you, Steve? How do you play?
Mouse and keyboard.
I was going to say that. I was going to say don't make the obvious joke. But
yeah, I would mouse and keyboard, PC Master Race. Or what I like to do really is I take the controller and I very gently put it down the front of my pants, and then I just thrust my pelvis at the screen until I win.
Oh my god, Steve's playing on a whole nother level.
Yep.
You heard about Nintendo Power?
Oh man, I had a lot of fun with those Wii games. Oof. I won all of those.
I
That
figured that's when you put it.
action was second to none, huh?
I figured that's when you stuck it behind and not in front. Never mind.
Well, yeah, because you had the nunchuck, you had to wind that one behind and kind of push it up into the butthole.
I guess it just really depends what position you're playing.
That's true. I'm a power bottom, so what I do is I do the Mario butt stomp and then I win again. I have no idea how I hold the controller for real. I think I have my index on the bumpers and my pointers on the bumpers and my index on the triggers. Unless I do a lot of trigger stuff, then my indexes are on the triggers. I don't know. It depends. I think it's kind of like how our Lord and Savior said it. It depends on the game. It changes depending.
Yeah.
On the game. Yeah.
So
Baphomet's in this chat?
Who?
Baphomet? You said Lord and Savior.
That's my cousin. It's my cousin. We don't talk about him too much. He's
a swell guy. I think he's swell.
There's Juan, there's
He's
Julio,
swell.
there's Baphomet.
You know what's funny is there probably is, knowing my family in particular.
Jose. Yeah. Oh yeah.
who do you think you is? No.
Battalion?
You're too white for
that's my
whatever you just
family.
tried to do.
Yeah, I know.
That's my family.
I was. Yeah. Okay. So going back to the controller. So you can program the back paddles, and it just makes the game so much more fun in my mind. And from there you can. I'm sorry.
I said, yeah, I bet it does.
Yep.
Those back paddles.
Yep. And then so there's also a toggle on the top, so you can actually set two different profiles to different games. So
What finger do you use for that?
I hate you. You made me lose my train of thought, you dick.
That's his most powerful hand.
Mission accomplished.
So you can load, and I'm not sure the exact number, but a lot, a good supply of different profiles into the controller. So if you're going to play Halo, you can program, your Halo program could be, you can load that into your controller, the Division 2, and you can name them. So you know which one, per game or whatever that you want to use. And I think my favorite thing of the new controller, the Elite controller, is the hairline triggers actually too. So I can pop down the hairline trigger, and instead of having to depress or press the trigger all the way down, it goes like a third of the way down. Or 2/3 of the way down, and then they'll actuate it. So you can actually, trigger. You can pull the trigger faster with it because you don't have to press all the way down. It's not a full press. So, in my mind, it's an awesome buy. It's worth every cent that I've paid for it.
How many cents was it?
It was $150. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So it's just I like it. So we talked about the Division 2. So I've been playing that. Like I said, I was finishing up the Caligula effect. Or not finishing it up, but finishing up the review for that. So I went back to that for a little bit. I'm playing Fate Extella Link, which is also goes by another name, Fate Extella, the Umbral Star. I don't know if that's exactly how you say it, but UMBRAL, Umbral.
Sure.
Yeah, you're close. I'm not gonna butcher it, but you're close.
Yep. So I'm currently reviewing that, and then I think that's about it. That's all that I played. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like fun. It looks like everyone's been having tremendous fun and some hardships out there as well.
Who's having hardships?
I don't know, that Tetris game kind of cost
That's
Tuesday.
right.
So, but prayers out to Tuesday for that one.
Can I get some thoughts and prayers over here?
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and
There you
prayers. Can I say one thing though? That going back to the Division, the last thing. I don't know how I did it, but if you go to the Ubisoft Club, you can look up your stats.
Yeah.
And Steve, out of my friends, you're number 3.
Oh.
So you got to catch up.
Yeah.
There is one stat that says PvP kills.
Yes.
Okay. So that's obviously player versus player. Okay. I have yet to go into a PvP zone.
Right.
And yet I have 1 kill showing up in it.
What?
Yeah. If you go to my stats, if you go to Ubisoft Club and you look up the Division 2 stats, the first stat on there is PvP kills. Nobody in my group has any kills. So it's all 0 except for me. I have 1. I have yet to know who that one person is that I killed.
That's weird. It's got to be an error or something.
Yeah, it might be just might be a little bug. So.
Yep. But out of non-playable characters, Steve, you have 967 kills. You're beating everybody.
Oh, nice, Steve. Congrats.
I'm shooting the fuck out of people on that game. It's great.
So, you have 1,042 headshots, which is pretty cool too.
Ooh.
Most of those come from my shotgun that I aim to the face. So that's
So, speaking of shotguns to the face,
everyone join our Discord because it's really fun. And there are lots
that's
of
not where I was going with it.
if you don't, we're gonna shoot you.
I mean, I might leave some people. Got my butcher knife ready to go.
Yeah.
We'll shoot you. We'll slice you up. It'll be great. We'll sushi yourself. Just
I don't know where I'm going. Oh, I know where I'm going. So, around this time until like E3 hits, the news is kind of slow. Wouldn't you guys say, besides like games that we've talked about, like there's nothing really huge that's being announced except for like rumors of things going on.
GDC sometime soon?
I think it's this week, actually. This week of recording.
GDC?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's actually happening right now, actually.
Oh.
So, it was because what we're talking about actually happened at GDC. So, yes, It is going on.
Oh,
so, and the reason that I'm saying this is a shotgun to the face, and it reminds me of something, and I don't know if you guys remember it or not. So, Google has unveiled its previously rumored gaming platform.
They did?
It's not a
Oh.
Yeah.
I just sat up in my chair. Okay.
It's not a console, okay?
Okay.
It is a streaming service, kind of like a Netflix.
Okay.
And the company jumper that I like to call him, Mr. Phil Harrison, considering he was with Sony and then he jumped to Microsoft and now he's with Google. And actually he was a part of Atari also. He had some weird, if somebody wants to look it up, he had probably one of the weirdest job titles I have ever seen when he worked for Atari. But that's besides the point. So he gets up there, he's VP of something at Google. I think everybody at Google is a VP of something. And he starts talking about this thing called Stadia. Stadia. And Stadia, that's it. Stadia.
We talked about this multiple times.
I knew I was going to butcher the name.
Maybe it's Italian. Stadia.
Stadia.
You gotta throw your hand in front of your face like you're.
I did that right now too.
I did too.
Everyone together.
Stadia. So, really, I think the only game that they showed was Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
They did Doom too. They did
they did Doom. Okay, I didn't see the whole thing. But basically, what this is, it's a streaming service for video games. You pick the game that you want to play, and you can play it. Like they made it a huge deal. You can play it on your tablet, or you can play it on your phone, or you can play it on your PC, type sort of thing, which is great. I mean, it's wonderful. It's like, it's great technology, and it's great to see that it's coming to fruition, but this is not anything that we haven't known that was coming out already. Obviously with the xCloud, with the Xbox, and, even to the point of PlayStation Now, you can't really play it on anything, but it is a streaming service for games. But even if you go back, and I want to say even like 10 years, maybe 8 years, there was a service called OnLive, OnLive. Okay.
What do you mind? It was like way into that. Yeah.
Wait, what? I'm going to look that up.
OnLive. And then didn't they get bought out or become Gaikai or something?
They got bought out by somebody, and then whoever bought them out, I think, went under or got bought out again, and then they disappeared.
Yeah, it was something. I know, but I know that it's linked. Okay. So yes, what happened was it was OnLive, and then it got bought out by Gaikai. Gaikai got bought out by Sony Interactive Entertainment, and that became their PS Now service.
Oh, so they just bought them for their tech.
Yeah, basically they bought them for the tech.
Smart.
Yes. So now it works, but a lot of these things, see, I'm looking at OnLive. It says it could run on Windows PC, Apple Macintosh, smartphones, tablets, WikiPad, NVIDIA Shield, Android TV. I mean, so it basically, and it was, it was a little box that you could buy that you would hook onto your TV, and it would, it would play your games. You would have to log on. You'd have to put an internet connection to it. I'm not excited about it.
Well,
really? I'm not. Like, it's going to be a subscription service, so it's like, okay, do I want to buy another subscription service? All they showed was Doom and Assassin's Creed. It just seems like it's another bill to me for me to play games.
So so the way I see it, like it's a fun gimmick. Like, will I be getting it? Probably, but the way I'm seeing the concept, like you're right, it's been around more recently. Everyone's doing this subscription based thing, and it's been working out for a lot of people. The way I'm seeing it is, I think it's going to work for like families who already have this. All you need to do is buy the controller for the most part, because a lot of people already have tablets, phones, any device that has the ability to connect to like the Chromecast or things like that. I think it's going to be more beneficial for families like that to have just a simple setup. But I'm going to throw one monkey wrench into this. Okay. Are you talking about internet connection?
Yes.
That was going to be my negative too. That's the thing, is when dealing with these types of services, like even when you're not even doing gaming, you're doing also just like streaming television and movies like that. If you don't have a reliable internet connection, that's when it gets iffy. Like I myself have been struggling to get my internet, and damn you, internet provider, for not fixing it more recently. But that's beside the point. I'm back in action now. We're at the moment, we're at the point where a lot of people can get reasonable internet. So I think that's why this market's been opened a little bit more.
I'm not even talking about that. I mean, I understand that people can get that, and there's been a whole huge movement of great internet that you can get for cheaper speed or better speed for cheaper price. I get that. Okay.
Okay. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is, one, are you going to literally play this on a phone? The controller is about the size of your phone. I don't see that happening. Okay. So now the other thing that comes into it is, okay, it's cool. Let's put it on a tablet. Awesome. How many people out there, really kids or gamer wise, actually have a cell service linked to their tablet? I don't.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, but also, while we're on this, one of the the better points of this service is supposed to be that it's done over Google's data servers, and so it doesn't necessarily matter about if you have a slow connection, because they're supposed to be able to bypass so if you and I were to play a game right now together, and I kind of have slow internet service because where I live isn't like super close to anything good, so we'd be limited to my connection. So this is supposed to be like to be able to bypass that, so that we're not hitting the regular internet with everybody. We're just literally in our own like Google data server.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
But it's done through their cloud service.
Okay,
which is supposed to be like the good thing about it.
That I understand that too. So I get that, and that's awesome. Now I'm going to take you to I'm sitting in a hospital. I'm sitting in a doctor's office. I'm sitting wherever you would actually be doing this, where you can actually, let's say I do have a tablet, but I don't have the cell service. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm relying on connecting to a free Wi-Fi connection, a hotel room, like I said, a hospital, a mall, wherever, a convention center. You can't tell me. I mean, these speeds are so. You're not going to get great speeds at these places. You know what I'm saying? So the draw to say, "Oh, I can play this on the go," I don't see it.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that was supposed to be like I guess one of their bigger things, but they didn't really outline how they were going to do it, because I'm also interested in wondering, like, how are we going to bypass, like, the regular internet for this, like, gaming internet, so to speak?
Yep.
I mean, it's a cool concept.
I can tell you right now, I mean, the hospital that I work at, I have my iPad, and it's easier to go through their guest network to go and do things like if I need to check an email or something like that to log on. But I can tell you right now, it's running 5, maybe 6, speed, download speed.
Right.
And I understand, and then on top of that, you have to go through a whole certificate of, do you agree not to look at certain things and do certain things or whatever like that. So once again, it's that, are you going to be able to break through all of these, all of these barriers? Let's say you're going on to somebody's company's free Wi-Fi in their building. Are you going to be able to break through all of those type of firewalls? The second thing is that, they say, okay, well, then just use public Wi-Fi. Well, guess what? Using public Wi-Fi scares me a little bit, and I can't be the only one that thinks this way, is that this is an online service. This is a service that I'm paying for. What happens if somebody now has my information?
No, you're right. You're right. You're getting to the aspect of privacy and issues, and no, that's perfectly fine. That's kind of the worry. You can go.
So my thing that I'm looking at then too is that, so now what do we got? We got Xbox Game Pass. We have EA Access Premier. Netflix possibly is coming out, rumored is coming out with a gaming service. You have, actually, people don't know this, but PlayStation Now, you actually can play online. You can actually pull PlayStation Now up on your smart TVs. If you have an Android TV, you can actually pull it up. You have the Remote Play that's coming out. You have the xCloud that's coming out with that. Is this market now so saturated with this type of play that it's like, do I really want to invest my time for a score or a trophy system or whatever in a completely new platform? Or do I want to stick with my existing platforms that are already going to sooner or later be going to this type of system, going to this type of platform?
So what's interesting is that you picked up on a topic that I actually recently read this morning, that one actually they did a study recently where they asked a good amount of people about the state of the streaming services, and a lot of people feel like very like overwhelmed with this, that we have so many streaming services, and you gotta start nitpicking which one you want over the others. I myself, I'm trying to think now. How many services do I have to pay for? Does anyone have a lower number than 7? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I pay for 7 or 8 services. That's just for streaming between videos and gaming shit.
A lot of stuff.
Are we counting the consoles?
Yeah. So anything you use to stream, like any streaming service. Like any video games or movies, like HBO Now, Netflix, Hulu, EA Express, all that stuff.
I have 8.
Oh, so you're you're with me then. You're with me.
Let's see what I got. I got Hulu, Netflix, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, EA Access, maybe 6.
That's no, yeah, and now
I got 6.
Okay. Oh, Steve.
Ooh, let's see. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, HBO, Xbox.
God damn, I forgot.
Those
about
are my
Amazon.
other 2. Those are my other 2. HBO and there's my 8.
Tuesday.
Let's see. I've got Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Nintendo, Crunchyroll. I feel like I'm really missing some here. HBO.
Pornhub Premium.
Yes. Well, I wasn't gonna say that one.
I mean, that's how you get like all the cool movies and stuff.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I think I'm at like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a. I pay for YouTube. I know that's stupid, but at my job, it's like necessary.
Oh, okay.
So.
But yeah, as you can see, we're getting up to the teens in streaming services now.
This is an interesting survey here. We all know our streaming stuff. Who's got cable TV? Anyone?
I do. That's my 9th.
Oh wait, we have Sling. We have Sling at my house, so that's not. It's not cable per se.
Yeah, does that count?
I have Comcast, but I don't have Comcast cable. I have Comcast streaming TV.
So would that be what would that be considered, cable or a streaming service?
It's a streaming service because you need an interconnection to use.
Okay, there's another one then.
Wow.
Do you have cable, Steve?
No, we cut the cord several years back.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
But no, no, you're right. See, it's just we're so.
We don't even know what we're paying for.
Yep.
Yeah, because so many things are like, and I'm like, honestly, I'm about to pick up the new Disney streaming service just because.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
So
absolutely.
You see,
could we say on average it would be $12 a streaming service, give or take?
Yeah, it's about right. Yeah, we'll average it at that. We'll average it at that.
So let's say that our average is $12 and that's 10. Okay. Now, so that's $120 per streaming service. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, that's $100
for all of them. Yeah.
For all of them per month. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you times that by 12.
Sure.
That's $1,500 in streaming services.
I didn't want to hear that number. I hate hearing big numbers like that.
But think of all the content you're getting. There's so much content.
So once again, then that brings the next thing. If all they're going to be doing is putting Assassin's Creed Odyssey on there and Doom and God forbid, Skyrim is going to be on there, Fortnite is going to be on there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I'm not going to pay for the same stuff that I'm already playing now. Where's the original content?
I think
if you're telling me that you're going to have these higher end big developers, third party developers say we're going to put exclusive content on the Google Stadia system.
Yeah, he said it right.
Yeah, I said it right. It's. I mean, to me, it's extremely far fetched. It's extremely far fetched right now.
Here's the thing, Dan. Wait, here's the thing. This is not for you.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
You're right. It's not.
Yeah, this is for up and coming gamers. This is for younger kids. This is for a crowd that can only afford the controller and having access to internet, which could be either free or paid. And that is not a level which we need to sink to.
No, we
we're
don't.
Adults. So like, I think that's the exact thing here, is that this is another doorway. This is another entry point to gaming, that you don't have to buy a $300 to $500 box to plug into your $1,000+ TV in order to play a game that then you also have to pay $60 for. Instead, you pay your, I don't know, $15 a month, $10 a month, whatever it is, and your one-time purchase of a controller, and now you're good to go because you already have a phone or a tablet or access to a computer of some sort, and you already have access to the internet because it's almost a human right at this point to have access to the internet. You can either have it free, you can have it paid for, and speeds accordingly, and you start gaming. And that is a very different experience than what you and I are used to, Dan. Like we grew up in the era of Nintendos and Segas and PlayStations, where you buy a thing and you plug it into your TV, and that's the only way that you game is sitting.
That's
on
where it ended.
Or sitting on the floor because the cord didn't stretch that far.
Correct.
In front of you.
I rearranged my whole room for my PlayStation.
There you go. Some people are clearly insane.
Yeah.
So
I was insane. I was like 8. It was cool.
I thought you meant like now.
Oh no, I did that now too.
Oh, good.
But no, I get what you're saying. And then, on the other end of that too is that, we'll go back to the Division. We're waiting for things to come out. We're waiting for that patch to come through. We're waiting for that extra DLC to come. We didn't have that back then. It was, this is the game and this is how much is on the game. And if you're going to want something else, you're going to have to get your happy ass up. You're going to have to go and buy it from the store and then install it on that thing that we had back at home.
Or take it a step back. If it's not on the cartridge, it doesn't exist.
Correct. You're right. It doesn't.
Yeah. This is it. There are no updates. There are no patches. There are no, DLC is not a thing. This is only the game. So, I mean, that in itself, like we're so far removed from that already. So I think this is just another layer of removal. I'm going through this stage in my life where I am realizing that I've aged out of the target demographic. Things are not making sense to me anymore. I'm turning into a cranky old man. Like I see, things are happening where I'm like, why would I do that? I don't understand this. And I think, because that's not for me. Things are no longer being marketed to me. It's to a whole different generation. And so some things you just got to let them pass you right on by. Like this Google thing. I mean, depending on what comes out for it, but I don't see myself buying into this at all, as much as I love Google. But I absolutely love the fact that they're doing it and that they're trying it. I think that's awesome. And if I had a younger cousin who was like, oh man, I can't afford an Xbox, and I'm like, I'm poor too. Here's your Google controller. Go play some games.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's just another entry point.
You're talking about becoming this internet stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. I want to share. So my real life job, the one that pays the bills.
Not this, really?
No, not this. Not yet. So I have my boss, my director is, he's a very nice man, but he is very non-computer savvy. He's union guy. Nothing wrong with union. It's just, but he's old school union. I work with my hands. He's a carpenter by trade. I don't need the TV. I don't need the computer. I don't need this. I'm going to go out and I'm going to work with my hands. And when I cut myself, I'm going to rub some sawdust and dirt on it and I'll be fine, type sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I like him. He's my type of guy.
So, is it carpenter because your father was a carpenter?
Mechanic.
Take another shot.
All right. Okay, give me a second.
Okay. Sorry, I couldn't pass that one up.
No, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Oh my god.
So we're talking about it, and I have I have my MacBook Pro out, and I'm doing some stuff. I'm sending emails or whatever, and something popped up. I have like where I can read something from Twitter if it pops up, and I had something at me or whatever, and he kind of leaned over and he saw it or whatever. And he's like, "What's that?" And I said, "Tweet." I said, "It's Twitter," and he goes, "I will say this until I'm going to die knowing that I'll never send out a fucking tweet ever. I see no reason for it." He goes, I think the internet is one of the worst things that has ever happened. There's no need for it. It just makes people dumber and blah, blah, blah. And he just starts going on this rant of it. He's like, it's never served a good purpose or whatever like that. And I said,
Sorry. Go ahead.
I said, boss. I was trying to stop myself from saying his name. I said, boss, even though I said his name. I'm going to say one word and tell me that you don't use it and that your life would be easier without it. He goes, what's that? And I went, email. He got up and he walked out of the room.
And he died.
It's like, ching.
It is. And I turned to him and I said, you might think worse than that happened. I think it's the greatest invention that ever happened in the technological world. The internet is the greatest invention. Yes, it's used for some shitty things out there, a lot of shitty things, but it's also used for a hell of a lot of good things out there too. And so it's just, but you're right. I mean, this world is changing. The thought process of that we don't need this technology, that what is this technology, this foreign technology, those people are starting to, lack for a better phrase, are starting to die out. Me being 35 years old, we're going to be the next ones that start to, okay, we saw the beginning of the internet. We saw the beginning of this technology. Now my child who's 2 years old in 15 years is going to look at it and say, well, what do you mean you had a remote control? That's so, that's so like old, Dad. We can now, all I got to do is look at my arm and I can press it and I can change the channel on the TV. It's just, I can use my voice. I don't even have to get up, type sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what Google is doing, is that they're trying to see where they can put themselves into it. I just hope they execute it properly. I think it's going to come down to one main thing and one main thing only, is that what games are you going to have? That
is true. The game library.
If it's got Fortnite, they're making millions.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
or Apex,
or both. Any free to play, basically any free to play game, which they're probably doing right now. So
Tetris 99 plus 1.
Well, remember,
no, it's Nintendo exclusive.
Nintendo has branched out. I mean, they did put Mario and Pokemon onto phones.
Oh God, you're right.
They are selling that tight grip of characters and models and all of that they keep exclusive to Nintendo. It seems they're open for business to license out.
So it looks like a bright future for gaming.
Yep. So
yes,
I'm happy about that.
So what do you think about it, Tuesday? I don't think we get.
No, I'm definitely down for it. I'm very excited to see like what kind of games are going to be on it. I definitely think it's going to be a lot of type of free to play games, but I want to see what other like big names want to pitch into it and get on board. I'm kind of hoping some of the bigger names like Nintendo and maybe even Sony will want to try and get on board just to get into that market that they're having. Because you're right. I mean, it is for younger kids.
With you being a college student, would this be something that interests you?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, definitely, for a few reasons. One, because I don't really have the money to always buy a new console, as much as I'd like to, and as much as I do always want to pick up another PlayStation or what have you. Just money thing. It's like I can buy this PlayStation or I can buy books, and my tuition money won't, just go right down the drain.
I thought you were going to make it dark and say if I'm going to eat.
No, I wasn't going to go there because I already talked about how I spend too much money on streaming services. So, y'all know I'm sitting in front of Netflix with my snacks. Like, let's be real here.
Netflix and snacks.
The best way to do that.
Always. But no, I think it'd be good for college kids. Definitely, I could see myself like when I lived in a dorm, or even when I lived in like a not a college apartment place, but it was definitely more geared towards college kids, and so like everything still kind of had like a quadrant feel to it. And I could definitely see something like that working in a place like that, especially because we'd all be on the same internet server. So like if that's still an issue with it, if they don't work out their super cool internet bypass they're trying to do here, it'd definitely be good for inclusive playing. But
nice. Okay, I have one question actually. I don't know if anyone knows or anyone looked into this. Does Google have any game development companies under them?
They are enlisting people right now because I was just watching something about this a couple of hours ago at work. They're kind of leaving it open. They haven't really said too much about it. They're kind of just leaving it open-ended as far as like, hey, if you wanna join us, cool. They even put up a link on one of their videos where you could go check out how to apply for it and everything. So unless they have something up their sleeve that they're not really saying, I don't really think they have too many people yet.
Okay. So that would have been an interesting note. Well, we're just gonna have to keep our eyes and ears on this and see what comes up. It's more information is going to come out, dwindling little by little. So yeah, let's see what happens.
They're replacing PlayStation at E3. No.
You never know. You never know.
No,
you never know.
No, I'm not. No.
That reminds me. Today I saw Bethesda announce their night. And
yeah, June 9th.
June 9th, yeah. And they've got like their thing had a bunch of stars on it. So everyone's pointing at it and saying, Starfield, they're going to announce more for Starfield. So maybe.
So with that, I think what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do what we did here and have our reaction. So we do still have a Twitch channel. So, and all of that. So, definitely once E3 starts to come around, we'll kind of talk about when we're going to be talking about it also. I'm pretty excited. They put on a really good show last year, even though it was the 76. But once again, we talked about this. Todd Howard stole the show.
He did. Yeah, he did.
It's the best.
So, but unless anybody has anything else, I think that's going to do it for us tonight.
So on a lighter note, we can just talk about this random announcement that Activision did.
I guess we do have something else that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, it's hey, you got to have every little bit of gaming news. We are a gaming podcast.
That's true.
What's that, Dan? You want to wrap up the podcast? Fuck you. I got more to talk about.
Hey, people come to listen about the news, not our stories. Stay for the stories. You love us.
Let's be real. People come to listen to whether or not I'm wearing pants.
I was just going to say that.
Okay.
We need to have a rule that after every statement, she has to just say, "I'm not wearing pants." Like, huh? Okay, that's how you.
We keep not wearing pants.
Just keep that retention time. Is she gonna say it? Mm.
It's kind of like a palate cleanser. Like if one of us tells a really boring story about boring things, then Tuesday just pops in like, interesting. Also, I'm not wearing pants, and that'll bring us out of the stupor and go, oh.
So in other words, after everything I say.
Yes.
And I'm still not wearing pants.
And there we have them back.
And they're back.
They like randomly announced that they're going to do Call of Duty Mobile, which surprised me. And it looks like a lot of the big name titles are going to be are doing these weird mobile tie-ins. Like it's actually like Call of Duty on your phone / tablet. You get some of the old maps. It's team deathmatch, capture the flag, everything you used to play back in PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, all that, now on your phone for free.
For
And
free?
for free. It is a free mobile game. Like,
Huh.
it's Call of Duty. I'm going to call it Call of Duty Lite, since it's mobile. But it's everything, like maps, gameplay, and more modes, like zombies. They hinted at that their battle royale, Blackout. That if I'm remembering that right, they're just doing that. It was surprising when I saw it. I was like, oh, I just clicked on it and then I saw the trailer and then read a little into it. Like, that is interesting, Like,
How are they going to monetize this thing?
Probably loot crates.
Huh.
Well, all I'm going to say is that you lost me at mobile.
Well,
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Tuesday.
I was gonna say, I don't really. I mean, it's a cool idea, but I feel like it's gonna be, not as exciting.
Well,
Almost.
I think it's going back to what we were talking about earlier. It's not for us. It's for
That's
the next
right.
generation. It's for kids.
Yeah, I won't lie. I'm not trying to be mean about it. I just don't. I
No.
could care less that it's going mobile.
The problem here is that they're doing a Me Too situation here, not the hashtag, but
Wait,
like-
what? Okay.
no. Like they want to have something on a mobile device because other people have things on mobile devices. The problem that they're going to run into here is that the kids don't know what Call of Duty is, so they don't care, and those of us who remember it aren't going to play it on a mobile device. So this thing's already dead in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I think this thing's going to come out and it's going to be forgotten about 4.5 minutes later.
Kind of like Pokemon Go.
Ooh.
What? It's not dead. It's very niche.
Yes, that
I mean-
one's super niche, but
I'm in that niche. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely not from. It wasn't for me. I just like it because I'm lost in the sauce always. I'm wearing a Pokemon shirt right now. No
and
pants.
nothing else.
No pants. Just the Pokemon shirt.
Just a shirt,
Well, I got to keep her professional.
of course.
Okay, there you go. That's what.
We
Well,
strive for professionalism here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I mean, what was interesting about Pokemon Go is it seemed like when it first came out, it seemed like everybody was playing it, even people who had never played a Pokemon game before. And that was kind of amazing. And then it kind of died down after a couple of weeks or a couple of months to just kind of the hardcore players. And now it has this little niche spot of diehards, which is great. But this Call of Duty thing, I don't think it's going to have that. I think it's just going to go straight to a tiny niche portion of people that, one, remember Call of Duty games, and two, don't mind playing them on a mobile device, which to me just sounds horrifying. To play an FPS on a mobile device without a controller.
Yep.
Like, who hurt you that you want to do that to yourself?
Don't worry, Google's coming out with a controller, so you're all good.
Yeah, they'll cover it for you. They got you back.
So no, Steve, I agree with you. I like I said, I don't care. I have no want to play a Call of Duty on my mobile device. And can we, that's the other thing too. Can we stop calling it a mobile device? Can we just call it a phone?
But it
is
may not be a mobile device, or it may not be a phone. Maybe your tablet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Dickhead.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I always got a
Dickhead.
hard hit with the semantics.
There you go.
So, but no, I just, like I said, I don't. Steve, I think you're 100% correct. It's going to have some people play. Do I know the number? Am I going to try to guess at the number? Obviously not. Kind of like this whole thing is, you guys Harry Potter fans, they announced a Harry Potter mobile game.
Hey, I'm gonna be deep in that too. So
Same.
that's
Is
my
that like
that's
the AR thing?
it's basically
No.
it's made by the same company, by Niantic.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as Pokemon Go, but instead you're going to be spells and you got to do certain things, and there's going to be creatures that pop up as you walk around and all of that. So, I mean, but once again, it's like, okay, great, did that. I played the Pokemon one. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, but I have no want to download. Like I'm just not.
Yeah, no
I'm
interest.
not into and call it, maybe it's just that I just don't have any interest in mobile games like that. In fact, even if you look on my phone now, I have an iPhone. If you look on it now, I don't have any games on it. I don't play games on my mobile phone.
Liz talking to a guy who's been playing the same game for like 6 years on my mobile phone.
But you know what? I will say this. My wife, she plays Battle Camp, and she's always on it. She's always playing Battle Camp. I mean,
I remember that game.
Yeah, like I know that she has a message where she messages with her clan or her group or whatever who do things, and she's played it for 3 years now. It's just, like I said, it's just nothing that
Not your cup of tea?
No, it doesn't interest me. Not at all. The Diablo thing didn't interest me. This doesn't interest me. Fortnite on it doesn't interest me. It just, no.
I played PUBG twice on my mobile phone.
How was that?
One time I died in about 30 seconds. The second time I won, and then I uninstalled it. So I beat PUBG, and so I could delete it. So that was fine.
Hey, you got a 50-50 win ratio, better than me.
Yeah,
I got a 0.
All right, take us home, Dan.
So, if anybody doesn't have anything else that we want to talk about,
no, don't open it up to the floor.
We're doing more giveaways. Giveaways.
Yeah, I was going to get to you. No, like I said, that will do it for us tonight. Join our Discord, please. As Jesus just pointed out, we're going to have some giveaways. We're trying to figure out how we want to do that and how we actually want to roll that stuff out. But it is actually free full games. It's not just parts of things or whatever. It is actually going to be free full games. There's a whole mess of them that we don't necessarily want to go through here. But don't join our Discord, even if you just want to try to pick up a free game. We'd love to have you, love to chat with you. As far as that goes. But for me and the save point, I would say we'll talk to you next week.
Good night.
Bye.
Later.